Hi guys, this is the last video for this course, so we'll get a grid points from the surface, or we will produce a new points arranged in X and arranged in Y, and we will export these points into Excel sheet. So we will start same like we start before, get points from the points and BNEZ and make it as all and click OK. Double click on the scroll and we will get the point here. Then we will change the appearance of the points, so we will make it point number only. Center, middle center, and click OK. So this is the points, and then I will make a surface for this mountain. The name of the surface and point group, add all, click OK. So this is the produced surface. Now we want to produce a new point from grid, or a new grid points. So we'll go to here. So we will select on this surface and go to add labels and spot elevation on grid. Then we'll make it here. This is the point, and he wants the rotation. I'll make it 0, and the X spacing it's 5, and Y spacing it's 5 also, and he asked us for the location of the upper for the grid, so I will make it here and click enter. So this is the appearance of the points, but I couldn't change these points, so I will control Z this method and I will follow another method. I will go to points creation tool, then I will go to here on grid. So he asked me the same questions that appeared before. Specify the grid base point. I will click here. Oh, again. I will click down here. Then he asked me the direction is 0. The X spacing 5, Y spacing 5. Click the upper. I will click here. Then I'll click enter. Then if you check down here, he start to put a new points. If you see, click enter, he start to add a new point, grid spacing 5 meter in X and 5 meter spacing in Y. So you have to put your finger on the enter button. After we finish this point grid, now we have to disappear the another point to not appear with this new point. I'll go to point group, all, and properties, and came to this and make it none, came to this, make it none, so this point will disappear from the view. So now only I have the new points. How can I collect these points into a new group? So I want to make a new group, click here and new, and go here, make it grid name and basic. I can choose benchmark, like benchmark, so I can make it point 2 and elevation only. Point 2, middle center, and middle center. Okay. Now we make it, but not included the points. So I press the include with the number matching and select all these points from the view. So now it's selected already here. I'll click enter. So he will collect all these new points. So I'll click OK. So it takes the shape for that I describe it as a benchmark. This is a mark, point mark, and this is the elevation. And if you measure the distance between this point and this point, it will be 5 meters spacing in X, and between this point and this point is 5 meter in Y. So now this is agreed. You can export now this point, but before you export these points, you have to create a sheet Excel. Grid, I'll name it grid. Then you have to save it as CSV comma delimited. So you can save it now, yes, and close this. Okay, now you can go back here, right click and export points, or you can make it export points from here, or you can write export points direct. So it will appear also, but the different now, he will ask you make right here, he will ask you want to export the points of all group or grid group. I will choose grid group. So now it's BNEZ description. But I didn't describe this bind, so I can choose BNEZ only, comma delimited. And from here I will choose the grid CSV to put into. I'll click open and click OK. I'll receive the bind now in this new sheet. I'll open this sheet now. It will include all these new binds. So you can deal with this bind as a base point, and you can receive it now. This is grid. I'll click open. Because it's opened, so I have to close it, then receive this, and you click right. So BNEZ. Okay. So now I can deal with this new point. I will open new one and receive this points and make surface from it. BNEZ and click OK. This is the new point for the surface. This is the point for this is the grid point. Then I'll make surface all. All points. This is the surface, fastest surface for these points.